there, Howard Peter Collins here for Paladin Enclave Gaming. I'm going to read to you an excerpt from a very important piece of literature about playing video games. Oh, gorgeous. The casual gaming hobbyist was excited. Long had been the wait, great had been the anticipation for the moment that would come in just a few short minutes. He had waited, like, literally a million years for this very sealet to unfold, and now that it approached ever closer by the second, he could feel the delight and ever-increasing excitement bubbling up inside him like a pot of mi-goreng noodles boiling over on the stove. Today was the day, nay, this minute was the minute that he would finally get to play the Xbox One. He lovingly stroked the hard, black power control, the low hum of the console, complementing the subtle, yet oh so real movements of his quivering body. He slid his disc, stimulatingly named the Titanfall, into the machine's eager tray. He shuddered with anticipation as the console began tenderly updating the software in order to give him what he so desired. Finally, the update completed with a satisfying notification, and the gamer breathed deeply as he, slowly and gently at first, began giving the ergonomically sculpted control pad a right good fingering. He began to game, and it was so good. The gamer enjoyed the console because it was good. It was what he desired. He liked consoles, and the Xbox One was the console that he had chosen, because it was his choice, and it was the most convenient for his gaming needs. He played until he had his fill. By the end of it, he was rigid. He was hard. It was hard gaming. The gaming hobbyist stopped playing the system after several hours, and took what he thought would be a short break to check on his social medias. His eyes double-taked as he spotted out of the corner of his eye a thread of comments on a post he had made just prior to undressing the machine and joyously sliding his disc into its dark, whirring, cavernous receptacle. He had FB'd about his new console. His eyes puddled and dripped with salty, lubricating tears as he read the comments, sort of out loud, but sort of in his head, like kinda mumbling a bit. Consoles are just shit PCs, console noob dick. Titanfall is only worth playing on PC, fucknuts. PlayStation 4 is way better than Xbone, fanboy. Glorious PC Master Race, FTW, bow down peasants. Maybe they were right. They liked different gaming products than him, and they were mad that he didn't necessarily agree, probably. They said that Xbox One was just a shit PC, and isn't as good as the PS4, although he subjectively prefers it. They called it an Xbone. They called him a fanboy. The gamer was not hard anymore. He was soft. Flaccid, if you will. His tumescent gaming phallus was no longer engorged because other people did not like his gaming choices, because it definitely affects their own experiences. The casual gaming hobbyist couldn't play his Xbox One anymore, not knowing that others didn't like it and that someone, somewhere, prefers something else. The hot, shiny slit of his Xbox One would never receive his rigid disc again. Thank you very much.
Citizens of the internet, we are at war. Everyone's talking about the war. The console wars, of course, with a bit of PC elitism bullshit thrown in there for good measure. Now, we're all gamers, we all make our own choices about what we want to play, and what hardware will best suit our gaming desires, based on what we subjectively perceive as the best option for us. As I discussed in our last video, not everyone is happy with this regarding the games you might want to play, and this is no different, worse even, when choosing a platform. I personally own an Xbox 360, a PlayStation 4 and a gaming PC. I plan in the near future, possibly, to purchase an Xbox One and a Wii U, so that I can play all of the best games of this generation and not miss out on a thing. However, whilst I myself am not particularly wealthy, not everyone, nay, very few people can afford to have multiple platforms to play video games on. This means of course that they will have to make a choice, and that choice unfortunately will inevitably lead to the subject being berated for making the wrong choice, no matter what it is. And that's a little bit depressing and shitty. As I've made abundantly clear, last generation I preferred the Xbox 360 because of the games and the controller. But I was wrong about that apparently. I didn't really think the controller was better and I didn't really like the games. I just thought I did. And I will one day see that the PS3 was better and throw my Xbox console to the sharks. It never happened of course, because for me the Xbox 360 was perfect. Admittedly, the cross-console abuse comes from both sides, and I myself am guilty of partaking once upon a time, when I was a little kid. Now, however, I believe the console war is a ridiculous and somewhat harmful concept and needs to go away. There's a painful level of hypocrisy involved, when you consider that the people complaining about toxic communities such as the ones found in Call of Duty are the same PS3 players that consistently tell Xbox users that they aren't real gamers, or vice versa. We're all gamers, and the fact that we like different consoles doesn't change anything. Just be frickin' nice to each other. And by all means, if another gamer asks you which you prefer, go ahead and make it clear, but be civil, and just accept that they may disagree, and that's fine. Another trend, steeped in both concerning stupidity and hilarity, is the tendency of people who want to defend their favourite console to just make some shit up. For example, a frightening number of aspiring Xbox One owners prior to launch went so far as to erroneously claim, in what can only be described as the most idiotic thing to come out of a human brain in pretty much ever, that 720p is actually better than 1080p. Like, that's not a subjective opinion. 1080p is better, objectively better than anything lower. 1080p is a bigger number than 720, and in this case that means that it's better. It's like saying that a 5-year-old HD TV is better than a 4K one that was made this year, just because you prefer the brand. Palpable lunacy. The mature and correct thing to say would have been that you don't really give a toss about the resolution and to state why you like the console, which is the only thing that really bloody matters, why you like it, not why you think someone else, whose opinion doesn't actually matter, should like it. A somewhat more disgusting trend is that of people thinking that they're superior to others because they enjoy gaming in a particular way, on a particular platform. It's widespread and rampant among console users, but is perhaps most prevalent on the PC. I love my PC, and let's fire off some completely true and reasonable statements about PC gaming. The graphics are better, or at least can be pushed further by replacing old hardware semi-regularly. A bit more hypocrisy here, of course, as the PC users that constantly state graphics are really good are almost always the same people who claim that graphics don't matter in the first place. A PC can be used for different things, such as word processing or video editing, like I'm doing right now. There are many very popular games that are exclusive to PC, arguably far more than are exclusive to consoles. A keyboard mouse setup is far better for many gaming genres than a console control pad, and said control pad can be used on a PC anyway. Digital distribution platforms, most notably Steam, are highly convenient services that have no peers on consoles. This is all true, but honestly it doesn't even really matter. Fact is, I like the convenience of my consoles. The graphics are good enough, although graphics aren't at the top of the list of important features anyway. I like the novelty and I like the price. I have a PC anyway, obviously I do all my video editing on it, but I play my PS4 and even now my Xbox 360 just as much. People are always going to play consoles, at least for the foreseeable future, and to hold yourself above others and to spout stupid ballbag phrases like, it's only worth playing on PC, and glorious PC Master Race XD, it's always got the frickin' XD at the end, it pisses me off, makes you look like a dick, and actually kind of pathetic. It's like those fucking idiots who get angry that other people don't like the same sport team that they do. Football is, in essence, a game, and you know what? So is gaming. There are many features on your oh so precious PC that are superior to consoles, for sure, but people have their reasons for not feeling like you do, be it the price, the controller, the games, or even simply the novelty of a branded platform. I know I do. Be nice to each other, enjoy gaming in the way you want to enjoy it, and stop waving your own decisions in other people's faces like a massive swinging cock. Bye!
So there you have my thoughts. Don't get me wrong, I love PC. I mean, you're going to get some people who are like, oh, you don't like PC games, you just like consoles because you think PC is shit. I don't know why I do a Southern American accent there, it's not very good. But I have proof that I very much enjoy PC games. These are PC games, look how much I've enjoyed these. These are great. I've played with these a lot. I've obviously enjoyed these very, very much. And, yeah, well that's really it. I mean, I have a lot more PC games than just these three, but I enjoyed them far too much, and the packets are not really showable anymore. I mean, I can't really display them on the internet, unfortunately. And a lot of them are digital, so I can't enjoy them in the same way that I've enjoyed these, you know, obviously. But there it is. See you next time.